So, how does $20 ruin my financial goals? Well, let me tell you a personal story that happened to me many years ago that I think you might be able to relate to. This story was pivotal in my experience in learning how to, number one, manage my own money, but also teaching others how to manage their money. It was an experience that I needed to go through to learn how to be a better financial coach. I'm not sure if this story is going to help you, but it certainly helped me and it's helped hundreds of my clients know how to manage their money more effectively. My name is Cluff, and I've been a financial coach and professional for over 20 years. I've helped hundreds of people manage, protect, and grow their money, and I'd love to do the same for you. So make sure you hit like and subscribe so that we can help you become more financially self-reliant and financially literate. Not to mention, it's free to subscribe, which is actually my favorite four-letter F word. So the story I'm about to share with you is a personal story that happened to me many years ago. It's a way that I learned how to manage my own money. It was an insight that I got after going through the experience. I'm one of those guys that kind of sometimes has to learn the hard way, maybe has to learn by actually going through something. And if that's the kind of person you are, you're going to really like this story. Hopefully you'll learn from my mistakes, you'll learn from my experience, and you'll gain insights into how you can make changes in your personal financial situation so that you can become more financially self-reliant and financially free and independent. So many years ago, I wanted to upgrade my wedding ring. I was super excited because I'd found a wedding ring that I thought was really awesome and really cool, and I wanted to get it. It was $600, so I knew that I needed to make more sales and I needed to do more business to be able to make enough money to pay my bills and be responsible, and then also take care of my needs, and then have extra money to buy this new want that I had. And being in sales, being self-employed, I could make extra money. It was easy for me to be able to do that. I just knew I just needed to make extra sales calls, make extra sales, and I could make the money that I wanted to make in order to have the goal that I wanted. So the key thing here for me was learning the importance of setting a goal and then creating a plan to get there. And I created a goal that I was going to have this $600 upgrade for my wedding ring. And then I was going to create a plan, which was to make the sales calls necessary, to make the sales necessary to be able to accomplish that goal. So if you're self-employed, that's a little easier to do. If you're employed, just work more hours, maybe have a side hustle that you're doing after hours. Something that will give you the ability to make more money so that you can accomplish some of these goals and buy some things that are kind of luxuries, if you will. So after I'd figured out my goal and I set a plan, I went to work. I made the sales calls that I needed to. I went out and met with the clients that I needed to. I actually hit my goals and I was super excited. I was pumped. I knew that I was going to be able to pay my bills, and then I was going to be able to have that extra money, that $600, to be able to upgrade my wedding ring. I was so excited. I was going to share it with my wife. I was going to show her how cool it was. I was really excited to have that cool, new, upgraded wedding ring. But here's where the story takes a twist. So after I knew I'd hit my goal, I went to look at my bank account. I went to go make sure that the money was there as predicted. And lo and behold, it wasn't there. I paid all the bills and there was not any money left. And I thought, what happened? I set a goal. I followed the plan. I hit the goal. I hit the numbers. I made the sales calls. I made the sales. I did everything I was supposed to do, and the money wasn't there. So have you ever had that experience before where you were like, wait a minute, I know I made the money. Where did it go? Why is it not in my bank account? If you've ever had that experience before, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. So I did the first thing that came to mind, and I asked my wife, what happened? Where did the money go? Did she have any unexpected expenses that had come up that I didn't know about? Did something happen this month, an expense, a bill, something that I didn't know about? And maybe that took the money away? And then she said no. And I said, well, I hit my goals. I had the plan. I did everything I was supposed to do. I should have an extra $600 in here so that I could get that upgraded wedding ring. And I said, what happened? She says, I don't know. I bought a few things, but it was only like $20 here and there. And then the light went off. $20 here and there ruined my goal. I mean, honestly, how many of us have been in the same place? Oh, it's only 20 bucks. I can afford 20 bucks. You just buy it for 20 bucks. That's it. It was only $20. Problem is those $20 added up, and the amount of money that it added up to was shocking. It actually shocked me how much money, $20 here, $20 there, and it wasn't always $20. Sometimes it was 10 or 15, but the idea is, the concept is that $20 here and there can add up and actually ruin your financial goals and dreams if you're not careful. Would you like to know how much money it added up to for me? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. But first, I'd like to share with you that in the description below, I have a link to my free guide. This free guide tells you the 3 steps that I've learned how to help people overcome this very issue. It's the thing that I did to make sure that I would never have this concern ever again. In fact, it's helped me and several of my clients get to the point where we've been able to live within our means and then grow our means. And today I am free from consumer debt and that I have a growing net worth. And it all stems from the 3 steps that I developed after having gone through this experience. All right, now let me tell you how much money it was. So $20 here and there, $15, $10, just small little purchases from time to time throughout the month added up to $900. That was actually more money than I had planned. It was more than the $600 that I had made. In fact, we actually ended up going into debt a little bit that month because we didn't realize all of these small expenses added up and totally blew our budget, completely blew our cash flow. We went from a positive cash flow that month to a negative cash flow. And you cannot sustain a negative cash flow long term. It's just not sustainable. You're never going to achieve financial independence unless you learn how to manage your money, how to manage your spending, to get disciplined with your expenses. Let me share with you one of the best ways that I learned to become aware of your expenses. So years ago, before fancy technology, all we had was pen and paper and some spreadsheets. I'll be honest with you, my first way to track my expenses was with spreadsheets. And so I would teach my clients how to track their expenses. Awareness brings change. And so they needed to be aware of every dollar they were spending in every category of spending, whether it was a fixed expense or a variable expense. They needed to know exactly where their money was going every single month. But today we have fantastic tools, financial tools, technology that allows us to be able to track these expenses. Apps that actually can synchronize with your bank accounts, with your credit card statements, and make it super easy to track your transactions, to categorize your transactions. And my favorite is a company called WizeFi. The CEO of WizeFi reached out to me recently and said, "Hey, I'd like to show you our product and see what you think." And I loved it. It shows you exactly when you're going to get out of debt. It shows you exactly when you'll obtain financial freedom. It tells you exactly what your transactions are, and then it gives you the ability to categorize them and personalize the categories so that you can track your expenses going forward. This is a key element. You have to learn to live within your means, track your expenses in order for you to obtain a positive cash flow. Once you have a positive cash flow, now we begin to get out of debt and achieve financial independence. Make sure that you click the link that I provide. It's by invitation only, so you can't get WizeFi any other way. So this was a huge learning curve for me. It was something that I needed to learn. It helped me to make sure that I was tracking my expenses throughout the month. Rather than waiting to the end and finding out that I had more month at the end of my money, I decided that I was going to track every single week and sometimes every single day to make sure that I was on track and that I wasn't getting tripped up by these $20 here and $20 there expenses. Those are the small things. Those small leaks in your bank account can ruin your ability to create and build a massive bank account, which is one of my goals, and I hope it's one of your goals too. I don't know if you know this or not, but most millionaires track their money. They know exactly how much money they're spending every year in all of the categories that you can spend money in. And I realized that success leaves clues. Then if I wanted to have what successful people have, I should probably do what successful people do. And so I started to track all of my expenses all the time on a regular basis. And now I do it once a week so that it's not a burden, but it's something that I spend some time every week making sure that I'm on track for my financial goals. The only way to create financial freedom is to have a positive cash flow. Make sure that you're making more money than what's coming in, you're disciplining your spending, and then you're getting out of debt and building towards your massive bank account. If you've made it this far in the video, comment, "I want my MBA, massive bank account." Until the next video, make sure you're doing all that you can to build your massive bank account. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.